Every single day, right at noon, a kind old man named Harold Jenkins would pack a simple lunch: peanut butter sandwiches, apple slices, and chocolate milk. He didn't know why, but 3 small, quiet children always showed up behind the old laundromat at 12:15. They were odd kids, with eyes that shimmered like oil on water and hair that glowed in the sun. Harold just figured they were from a traveling circus or some commune out in the Nevada desert. He wasn't the type to pry. He just made lunch. "Here you go, kiddos," he'd say, handing them the brown paper bags. The smallest one, a girl named Pip, would smile and say, "It is optimal." Harold would just grin back. "Optimal, huh? I guess that means it's good." It was their unspoken agreement. He provided food, and they filled the silence in his lonely life. Harold was a 67-year-old retired mechanic, living alone in a trailer outside Roswell. His wife had passed, his kids lived far away, and the desert's quiet used to eat at him. But not anymore. He'd wait for them every day, watching 3 small figures appear against the dunes: Pip, the little one, Vero, the tall one with deep green eyes, and Jin, who never spoke but seemed to understand everything. Harold once tried to follow them, but they vanished as soon as they rounded a corner. It was like they were swallowed by the desert air itself. One day, he decided to give them a treat. He made grilled cheese and hot tomato soup. When they arrived, he lifted the pot's lid and the steam curled into the dry air. "Today," he announced, "you get a proper lunch." The kids gasped. "This is cooked?" Vero asked, his eyes wide with wonder. Harold laughed. "Well, yeah. You heat it up, melt the cheese, makes it taste better." They looked at each other in awe, as if he'd just performed some incredible magic. Pip whispered, "Mr. Harold, you are a provider of rare skill." The phrase stuck with him. Provider of rare skill. It sounded so important. That night, the sky above Roswell lit up with strange lights, the air hummed, and his trailer shook. It wasn't the usual Air Force tests. The next day, the kids didn't show up, or the day after. For 5 long days, Harold ate alone, a dull ache of worry growing in his chest. He kept waiting behind the laundromat, lunch bag in hand. Just as he was about to leave, the air in front of him shimmered, and the 3 children appeared. "Sorry we are late," Vero said, catching his breath. There was unrest. Pip added, "Our mother was displeased. She found out we were visiting." Harold tried to smile. "Guess she didn't like you getting food from strangers." "Huh." The kids exchanged a look. Jin, the silent one, spoke for the first time, his voice like soft music. "She feared you might be harmed when she learned of your kindness." Before Harold could even ask why, the air split with blinding light. A towering woman in silver robes woven from starlight stepped through. Her hair floated like nebulae, and her eyes were twin galaxies. The children immediately dropped to one knee. Harold, in shock, dropped his sandwich. "I am Zariel," she said, her voice vibrating through the very ground. "Empress of the Andromedan Dominion." Harold's jaw went slack. "The what now?" Zariel looked down at him, her expression surprisingly gentle. "My offspring tell me you have sustained them during their time of exile." Harold looked at the kids, bewildered. "Exile?" He stammered. "They were sent to this primitive world for safety," she explained. "Our empire is under siege. I did not know they had made contact with one of your kind." Harold just rubbed the back of his neck. "Well, Mum, I just figured they were hungry." Zariel smiled, a faint, celestial curve of her lips. "You nourished my children without question, without seeking reward. That is rare." Harold just shrugged. "Hungry's hungry. Doesn't matter what planet you're from." The Empress tilted her head. "You speak truth, human Harold Jenkins." She raised her hand, and a swirling sphere of impossible colors appeared. "For your kindness," she declared, "a gift." Before Harold could even react, the sphere floated into his chest and dissolved. A warmth spread through his body, and for a breathtaking moment, he saw everything: the stars, the galaxies, the endless hum of life across the cosmos. When the vision faded, he was on his knees, gasping. The world looked different. The sky was a tapestry of energy, and every grain of sand glowed with cosmic light. "Holy hell," he whispered. Zerial turned to her children. "It is time to return." Pip ran and hugged Harold's leg. "Thank you, Mr. Harold. We will remember." He could barely speak. "You take care of yourselves, you hear?" A beam of light engulfed the Empress and her children, and then they were gone. Harold was alone again, but the world was no longer silent or empty. In the weeks that followed, strange things began to happen. His tomato plants grew overnight, their fruit glowing faintly. He touched a broken radio, and it sputtered back to life. At night, he could hear the stars whispering. One evening, a beam of light delivered a small silver box. A note was etched on it for the provider of rare skill, Zerial. Inside were hundreds of seeds, each pulsing with a gentle light. Harold planted them in the desert. Within days, they sprouted into shimmering trees with fruit that glowed like starlight. And somewhere, far across the galaxies, 3 children looked down at a small blue planet and smiled, knowing their friend was no longer alone. What an incredible story about how a simple act of kindness can echo across the universe. It just goes to show you that compassion is a language everyone understands. Thank you so much for watching with me today. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that will touch your heart. See you in the next video.